Hey, are we live? All right, good. Good. Um, do some quick sharing. We'll get right to it. I guess sure. I think they're still up. Sorry, somebody's talking to Discord. Currently, if you guys weren't aware, I did a video a long time ago about Magic the Gathering. I did one when the Godzilla stuff came out. And I recently got back into it because there's a few buddies at work that play. And I recently just wait, I was gonna word it was making it sound like we hooked up. But started hanging out with my one friend again that also used to I used to play with him constantly. So kinda got back into it. And the Sonic the Hedgehog stuff dropped. I like Sonic the Hedgehog. So decided to grab that. Yeah, we can talk about action figures for sure. I just briefly. But I got the set today. I was excited about it, so I shared it on the Discord. And buddy on there was like, "Hey, you gonna sell any of them?" I'm like, I think they're all still up last time I checked. Oh, I just want to do the Facebook shares. And then we will get to the action figures. Probably should go pee there, Humberto. Highly recommend it. Peeing's good. Anytime I do the live streaming stuff that you don't see me, it's the it's Spitter there. Just so there's something on the screen. I'm currently in the midst of doing a bunch of sharing, and you guys don't need to watch me sitting on my phone. Hey, Donovan. Pooping's good for the soul. It's good for the soul. All right. Oh, where the heck? Ah. Almost murdered things. Everything's going. Let's adjust the camera a little bit. You guys can see the stuff from the thumbnail. All right, so today my plan is to do a little bit more sculpting on this guy. I grabbed some aluminum foil so you can do some stuffing to get the stuff not wiggling around. So I want to work on that. Also, I thought I grabbed everything, and it's just occurred to me. I don't see the tub that I had his tail in. Let's think about messing around with that. I don't know if we'll get that far anyways today. Hopefully, today's goal is to kind of get the rest of the body kind of situated. And then Kiryu, while you get the chains wrapped, I gotta look real quick to see what he wanted with the paint job. We're not gonna worry about paint job today, but I gotta fix a spike. He lost a spiky on his hand. And then we're gonna wrap him in chains. I think we're just doing like one shoulder wrap. And then he should be pretty much good to go for painting. But it's one of those little Godzilla model heads, a bunch of flame effects pieces from some bootleg Tamashi effects. Lots of spikes. Spikes for days. Didn't mess with the back really because there's not really much of a point. If I'm gonna be honest. See about putting some on the feet. The gold blue guy is I'll be honest, I don't know his name. I know he's from like the 90s Ultraman series. That's all I really got though. But he's a kaiju from that. But we're gonna work on sculpting today. Primarily just gonna be continuing we're doing the skin matching here. So just a lot of applying epoxy putty and just doing lines for the most part. It's just time consuming because you can only do so many at a time. Okay, I think first we're gonna do the Kiryu. So you're fudging around with the spikes, try to get the spikes on, and then I'll do the chain wrap. So probably do a few wraps around the stomach and they kind of glue it into place. Hopefully my glue, that still could have been there. All right. Oh, you know, I thought I was prepared, but I don't see my nippers. See a set of nip out there. Okay, found them. So we're gonna need that because I need to crack the glue on here because I lost the cap the other day. So it's just breaking off the super glue so I can get some of it out. I'll be honest, I'm always pretty bad with not losing the caps for these things. Well, everybody's having a swell day. That's been going relatively good. Oh, nice micro animations. Yeah, we do quite a bit of customs on the channel. Funny enough, not too many for my actual self, but now it's actually a lot of these are tend to be for other people. Yeah. I tried doing those with tweezers the other day, and it was a nightmare. Okay, so this is the right spike. Got a tiny little tub of spikes of varying assortments. Oh, that's fun. I haven't really messed around with wood too much outside of like dioramas. Dioramas and such. Actually, I have to sometime in the near future. I gotta start a Five Nights at Freddy's diorama. I got the puppet. I still got to fudge around with more. I actually have to start making another puppet. That might be what I actually do next. So I gotta make some Attack of the Killer Tomato stuff. It's probably gonna be the course of like August and September is gonna be messing around with that for camping. All right. Did any of you guys pay attention to where I set that spike down? It's so tiny. I thought I had it right here. I don't see it. Also blinder than a bat, so that could also just be the problem. Oh, that's sweet, dude. Yeah, most of the fully articulated ones we do on the channel here tend to come from figures that weren't meant to be fully posable, and then we just make them fully posable. Okay. So what I think I'm going to do is I'm just going to dab a little bit of super glue. We're going to remember that spike being there. I'm going to try not to go crazy. Just a dollop there. I'm going to try to pick this guy up and stick it in that spot. Hopefully it doesn't keep spinning. No, it laid down. Okay, you just shimmy over ever so slightly. Use some accelerant. Okay. Problem solved. I have to go in micro. Hey, Russell. Oh, I was going to message in the thing, but the cards are. Last time I checked, you can still get them off MTG Secret Lairs. I don't think they sold out yet. Actually, you know what? While I'm sitting here, I'll see if I can send the link in the Discord. Because funny enough, I was in a queue for like 2.5 hours. Okay, so you can't get all of it, but you can get the majority of it. Hold on. I'm trying to find. Oh, just Discord. Discord. That button. Send. Ah, there you go. I sent a link in the Discord. Oh, for the Sonic the Hedgehog cards, in case you're interested. 'Cause currently, you can still get the main characters and the equipments. Surprisingly, the random ass cards all sold out, which is the things I was like least interested in picking up. It was mainly because monetary value wise, there was about 20-ish dollars worth of cards and it was $30 for the set. So it's like, do I really need it? Outside of like one card, I would actively play, the rest maybe. It's like depending on circumstances. So, but because of like how much they charge for shipping, it was just better off buying all of them anyways. So that's what I did. All right, well, I got you here. So you want the chain wrap? You only want one wrapping, or do you want them kind of crisscrossed? Or you just want the one wrapping over a shoulder, sort of kind of like it is in the Ghost Rider movies. Just one side, okay. So I'll probably do three wrappings. Sound cool? Now it's just trying to figure out how to get it to adhere without shifting around. It's not like the monster arts where I got like a ton of areas you can kind of tuck it into. It's kind of want to be like here. Can I fit it underneath the? It's got like the little, I don't know what the best they call them there. They look like a little exhaust on the port there. Don't worry about none of it. Ugh, I don't think I can get this to work at the angle that I want it to. Nope. Okay, so we're gonna just make it tight there. Go through dorsal spines. Okay, I got the gist of it. Just make my life easier. Just do a clasp. Now for the fun part. Oh shoot, me 98 Godzilla. We have done a ton of 98 Godzilla on the channel. Actually, recently just finished one. I gotta actually, when I get done streaming, I gotta go out to the garage, take a few things out there, and start sealing things. All right, there we go. Now for the fun part, squishing this. Okay, so I attached a little jewelry clasp. Oh, get out of here, please. So I'm going to do one wrapping decently tight, get it to hook together. I'm going to kind of crisscross it through the dorsal spines. My fingers are too fat for this job. Ah. Also, in my defense, chains might be a little too small for what I'm trying to do. Ooh, I got it. Okay. So next, take a little bit of excess chain. Stick it there. Going to eventually hide that chain in the chain in the back. Yeah, I was planning on gluing to the shoulder. I just really wanted to kind of stay in place. It's too much weight at the end. All right, stop getting in his hair. Greatly would appreciate it. It's very Super Saiyan looking hair. Okay, I need those to not be in the way. Back that way. Tighten it up. And one more pass around. What I think I'm going to do is actually kind of make it like a knot. Right where the clasp is, I'm just going to insert quite a bit of glue. Some accelerant. I should hopefully keep that chest spike sort of in order. Maybe. Just in between the two other spikes. Hey, Andrew. Oh, this is just the Bandai figure. It's like the Bandai America. Not to get the cards. I know it's one of those things. Like I'm not as into the for the entire set. The art's kind of hit and miss. But for what I want to play from it, it works fine. And that worst case scenario, eventually I might not mind breaking the setup. But I figured monetarily, buying it, I shouldn't lose money. So it's got that going for it. Okay. Give your spikes. Or Kiryu chesties. It's all good to go. Uh-oh. Got the head rotated. There we go. Okay, so outside of painting, it's mostly what we got really left to do. So I'll probably work on painting the face up just a little bit, and then might do like a little wash over top of it just to get the armor detailing to pop a little bit better. But that'll be for another time. Save this chain for later. I almost feel like he needs like a whip chain, like a little whip accessory. Get some like a slightly thicker wire and just have him like being able to launch it from his hand. Actually, to be honest, the wrapping on the hands would look kind of cool. Because I almost feel like he needs like a little bit more chainage. Even if it's just sort of like a belt, maybe. And then again, why does he need belts? He doesn't have pants. So put that stuff up there. Alright. Next on the agenda. Working on you, maybe. You maybe, baby. Tomorrow I gotta try to work on some capes. Which I also gotta see if I got any heat tape hanging around. I know I got fabric glue. I think I still have some heat tape, but I gotta go dig for it. Yeah, I was thinking like the wrist would be kind of sweet. Just like crisscrossing the wrist, maybe. Problem is, did all the spikes, so it's like, well, the problem is the way it's sitting, it wouldn't make a good X pattern anyways. Because right now I kind of got it where the chains wouldn't shift. Because they're going across the stomach, they would just too much friction there. Granted, I could just break the glue seam to adjust. Honestly, I kind of like it with the one though. I just feel like it needs like I don't know, like a weapon or something to kind of go along, coincide with it. I wish I had an extra hand because now I could just hook a wire into the hand and just like wrap the hand and have the chain kind of coming off it like a whip. Yeah, that'd be the other thing. Yeah, like palm chains. Because the nice thing is, since I put the spikes here, it's got a little something to sit on. Something like that. Goals up. I keep forgetting the stupid thing's name. I'm not as familiar with this guy. Like, he rings a bell, but I'm not as confident on that one. I'm gonna work on this guy for a few since I got the gloves on, and then if you want the palm chains, just let me know and we'll do them after. Because I like to get at least a little bit of progress. Yeah, that's why I'm like, I've seen Ultraman Tiga, but it's been a while since I've seen Ultraman Tiga. It was a while back. I got the entire collection on DVD, like the OG DVD set. But I had a bad experience with buying that set, and I got it in and just haven't touched it. Have a good one, Donovan. Before I mix the other side, let's do the aluminum. Before I get too far ahead of myself. It's always the fun part. Just keep stuffing it till I can't stuff it too much more. So looks like I'm kind of there now. Okay. Yeah, because like I said, probably the next thing I'll do is probably touch up the deal wash on the head and the body. Probably like a brown wash on the head and a black wash on the body, just to kind of get the details to pop a little more. Oh, that's a piece of flame. Ah, what the? It's the same stupid flame every time it pops out. Really just need to balls like. I totally forgot about doing the glue thing. Ah, but that's what I grew up on. was the atrocious dub. To be fair, 4Kids dubbing was never good. Like I love Yu-Gi-Oh! It's an acquired taste. I have a good one, crazy. Oh, I just see my laptop has an update. Trying to think, anything else exciting happening lately? Got the magic set in. Pretty excited about that. Still got to order the Haya Godzilla. We're getting there. Yeah, Sonic X is alright. It definitely could be a bit hit and miss. Oh, I forgot to get what. That's what I didn't do. There's something. Get the bouncing you guys for a second to go grab some water. Stuff that good. Right, real quick. There we go. Back in 30 seconds. Okay, cool. Got some water. There we go. Oh, that didn't remotely work. All right. That hole out a bit. Next, need to stuff a little bit in the cavity here. So I need that to sit like right about there. Nah, I just took your money and ran. Problem is, y'all know where I live. Or at least if you don't, it's easy to figure out. Yeah, I just haven't messed around with the files yet. Because I need to, I gotta do a print for the Etsy shop before I do anything else for the printer. Then I also want to use the actual good small printer to do that stuff with. And I have to at least wait till the board the new screen comes in to find out if it's even gonna be if it's gonna work. Oh, which I hope it's gonna work. Right, in terms of printer years, that printer is decently old. I probably should upgrade, but I'm stubborn. I don't like change. Aluminum foil, I need you to cooperate with me a little bit more. Thank you. Yeah, just about. On a fun note, though, I got my PlayStation and Xbox hooked upstairs for. Well, sorry, the Xbox I got hooked upstairs for right now. So I can actually play the stupid thing. So I haven't been able to really play, like, since Casey's been born, it's like I get to hop on once in a while. Yeah, she's kind of old enough that she's okay, kind of it's like not watching herself, but I don't need to like watch her 24/7. Like she'll sit down and watch something or color, what have you, which lets me get away with playing games there. She'll watch me play. Or she'll want to be involved. Like seeing Bluey was on the Game Pass, so we were playing that together yesterday. I also got to play more RoboCop on my spare time, so I think I'm almost done with that one. I hooked it up in anticipation for Helldivers because I super want to play Helldivers. Yeah, I prefer not to do that. Usually on my days off, I try to take her. We usually we go like to a trail or to the playground or something, so she can do a bit of exploring or like just something to get her out of the house. Then my dog's also doesn't freak out then because she's like she gets annoyed with me if I don't take her out take her places. Like, Daddy, we haven't done anything today. We've just been in the house. No, in that defense, I pretty much grew up on just watching movies and playing video games. A lot of that wasn't really by choice, though. Like my brother was super handicapped, so we couldn't really go out and do things a lot. I still tried our best to get us out and about, but for the most part, like I said, generally we were home though. It was just a lot of like, well, go find something to do. I'm like, okay, go play Super Nintendo or pop in a movie we just got. Ultra Kaijus do that. So for some odd reason, it's like the same process, whether I'm working on a Godzilla figure or if I'm working on like an Ultraman toy or something. But it's just like because it's not a Godzilla figure, there's just so much less interest in actually watching the process. That is true. You gotta try to get on those. I'll probably be working on those probably while I'm still messing around with probably between the puppets. More than likely. Also, my wife introduced that K-pop Demon Hunter to Casey, and Casey's been obsessed with it ever since. She yells at me about popping Netflix on. At least it's something new. I've been watching Shrek on like repeat for like a week and a half now. But she got into like the Shrek phase, and Smash Mouth was like her favoriteest thing. She changed her diaper and also to be like, somebody once told me. That's a lot of K-pop. Lots and lots of K-pop. Which, to be fair, I've always been more of a metalcore kind of guy. But I definitely much prefer the K-pop over Smash Mouth. I can live with the K-pop. At least it's catchy. Oh, did you see that Attack on Titan stuff I shared in the Discord? The Colossal Titan's getting like a Sofubi. It's kind of sweet. I wasn't I don't know what I was expecting. I was thinking if they were going to make the figure, it probably wouldn't be in scale. So it's a good answer to the problem, though. I just wasn't expecting it to be pretty much like a giant statue. Granted, it's not like he moved around much in the anime, but oh yeah, I forgot they made an old one, didn't they? So I watch this in the future. I'm just sitting here scoring the bottom and just making little lines. And the clay here. Trying my best to make it look similar to the skin as much as possible. Inside the tail, I'm not worried about because you're not going to be seeing any of that. Okay, so we got pretty much top of the knee, top of the waist section, bottom of the tail. I don't want to mess around with this too much more for today. Would kind of like to clean up that section. Kind of debating because I want to mess around with this, but it's also need a brush. But the more I mess around with this, the more I can muck up some of the stuff I just worked on. So more than likely, I'm probably just going to call them good here for today. Oh, voice cracked. Mess around with it a little bit more tomorrow, yeah, because it's already like the chest here made an imprint here, and I really don't want that to happen. Alright, so we're gonna call that good for today. It's also starting to get pretty hefty, boy. I do say so. Really wish I would have brought down that cape. Now I sadly don't have much to work on. How's everybody doing? So most everything I got currently left to do is painting. Let's sand this down real quick. Yeah, I guess we'll do that. We'll sand that down, then I'll probably call it good for the stream for tonight. Since it's kind of a slow stream anyways. I'm kind of ignoring it for this one. Because it having a bit of additional weight isn't that big of a deal. It's not like the Zilla where you really need it to be kind of lightweight to be able to hold poses. I, 'cause, 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 I, 'cause Like, he'll hold his pose just fine. Oh no, and hooked teeth. We're gonna unplug the laptop. Hopefully it doesn't die. Should be good. Oh god, the head plastic's kind of hot. The only thing I gotta be sort of careful about. I want to try my best not to expose the. Because I still kind of need this ball joint on the under section of the head. Colson just teleported. I kind of dig this one, to be honest. I like the color variety on this one. The blue with the gold, I think, looks pretty sharp. Not surprisingly, I've gotten way farther down than I thought I was going to with this head. I don't know what the Millennium one looks like, if I'm going to be honest. Okay, I think that should be good. Now I just gotta try to sand down this chin area. Actually, you know what? Now I think about it, I don't really need to sand this down, but I guess I'm going to anyways. At least a little bit. Because I need to, this is gonna have to, like, go into the neck. This I can mess around with a little bit. Because, grabbing here, it's gonna be, like, sitting here, so I can have it kind of bend down just a little bit to help try to hide that neck. So I'm just going to put a little bit of epoxy on the top, and then I'll worry about doing the bottom some other time. Because I'm going to have it on the joint and then sculpt it onto there. But the top of the head we can do. Sure. So he's going to have a little bit of plastic in it, but that's fine. Oh, my finger just cracked. That felt good. That felt really good. That doesn't explain a lot to me that he's Heisei but cooler. Does he like fundamentally look different, or is it just a harder figure to get a hold of? Let me just needle in my clay, needle in my clay. Okay. All this excess plastic here doesn't really matter. It's just going to get covered up. Okay, so there's like a subtle difference. Plus, doing this will help keep the head intact too. So when I go to put this on and sculpt and everything, I don't have to worry about the head popping back out. Hopefully, anyways. Take a little water. Spread it around. There's some of this excess clay. Like I say, I think I've just been doing with a lot of the other stuff, just score it a little bit. So it's got a little bit more character going in. Okay, I think we'll call that good there. So, final thing we'll do today is I got to reglue that flame bit into the neck. Because this thing hates me. This one piece in particular, I've had to probably put this thing back in like 2 or 3 times. Now what I'm gonna do now is take a bit of this glue, just kind of fill in the crevices a little bit. Trying to go too ham. I sprayed way too much there. But hopefully that'll fill in the gaps since I did it real quick. It kind of crystallizes the glue. It should fill in the hole a little bit. Right there. Yep, so then I filled in the hole in the neck. Now, it kind of bled out a little bit on the back here, but I'm gonna sand that down after the fact. Actually, well, here. Now I'll have to go through and sand that part down a little bit more. But should have to keep those spikes in now. Not having to worry about them popping out again. And actually, while we're on it, I'm going to do the same here too. Fill in the gaps and hit it with some accelerant. That should hopefully fill in the spaces into here to keep the fire bits from wiggling. Icon looks cool. Wait for the other one. The only thing that I kind of like about it is that it comes with the scarred hand, which is kind of sweet. But I think if you're going to buy the con, you're probably better off just getting the Power Glove one. Like, if you need one con in your life, that would be the one I would go for. That's just kind of just my thoughts with High in general lately, is whatever they put out, especially if they put out a new one, just wait and get the next one that comes out. It's gonna get announced sometime before the first one gets released. It's gonna be better. It's like even the Evolved Godzilla, which is kind of frustrating, is they've already been like, oh, remember that we have the Evolved one, the next kind of whatever. So with the next one, it's gonna have an even better neck articulation and comes with the beam effects. So now if you bought the first one, you're like, oh, cool. So I got the worst version. Grant, that, as an example, isn't quite fair because they're technically two different ones. Like, one's atomic, one's a regular, but I feel like if you're buying it, you want the one that's a little more pink anyways, and it comes with the beam. And that's kind of the same just for Con. While it's cool, and technically it's early movie Con, but then the other one's later movie Con. So having both of them isn't bad. But if you just need one of them, the Power Glove one's definitely probably the way to go. Yeah, I like the highs, but it's like even the Toho ones, I have to have a reason. So they're doing that battle damage. Hasty Ghidorah, sign me up. I was going to get the regular one for review purposes, but might as well get the one I actually want. So I'm just going to wait, and if I'm going to pay for one, might as well pay for the one that I would actually hand around in my collection. Instead of getting the Heisei one and then having to sell it, probably take a hit on it in order to do so. And it makes it different enough compared to my Monster Arts one, so I don't feel bad having both of them in the collection at the same time either. But anyways, we're going to call it good for the stream here. I got a couple of things to do painting-wise upstairs and do some sealing outside. So sadly, you guys can't come along with me for that. So I got to seal the Zilla that's hanging out there. I got to paint 2 things for the Etsy real quick. And the Michael Myers head, I'm probably going to clear coat today. Put a thing of seal on it tonight too, before I go to bed. So anyways, you can help us defeat those guys by hitting the like button, subscribe, become a ranger today. We also got Instagram, Patreon, TikTok, Facebook. Guys that keep up the video, which you want to donate, really would appreciate it. We also have an Etsy shop. If you guys like to get some custom beams for yourselves, like it. I have one hanging out. Bill's is hitting on it. But like the Final Wars beam here, or even, well, I only got the smoke effect hanging out here. Surprisingly, I'm kind of surprised I haven't sold more of these ones, which is the Final Wars beam. I already sold a bunch of these a while back, like with the original design, and then this new one's actually a lot more secure than my original design. I haven't sold as many of those ones. It's kind of surprising. Also, you guys like to pick up, speaking of high figures, we got a link for CalcusToys.com in the description. You can save 6% off your order at code Steve Calcus at checkout. They do free shipping stateside. They currently have the Evolved Godzilla in stock. And